And if you're having a bad day or you need a movie to cheer you up, Native Fowl might actually be what you need, like what your body and soul needs. This movie is very hilarious. Even though I had great time watching it, I laughed out so loud, and also I learned a lot of things by just watching this video. But before I start, I would like to ask, please, do our parents still choose life partners for us? Like, do you think it's actually a right thing for our parents, be it our dad or our mom, to intervene, especially when choosing a life partner? Because that's exactly what this Native Fowl is all about. It's about a particular young guy called Sly. Sly is a promising young guy, very rich, but of course he still depends on his father's wealth. Okay, as the only child of the father, he is to inherit everything the dad has, but on one condition: if he provides a well-trained, responsible wife for the dad within a stipulated time. So the dad called him one early morning and was like, what's up with what we talked about? I've given you days, years, months to find a wife, like not just any other city, anyhow city girls. I want a local native girl from village. But failure to do this within 2 weeks, consider your inheritance gone. And Sly, of course, was heartbroken. He went and told his friend Ken. He explained everything to Ken, and they came up with an idea to get just a arrangee babe for the dad, just to present within that short period of time, so that he can now gradually introduce the dad to the real girlfriend, okay, before he loses everything. So the name of the girl, his girlfriend is Jane by name, and there's this particular girl that serves or works in a local bar for her aunt. Her name is Obianuju. She's the star of the movie. So she's not just native or local, she's very dirty, like she stinks for Africa. This is one of the things Sly found very irritating. So the friend introduced him, that's Ken introduced Sly, and they get talking. Obianuju was actually very difficult to work with, because even though she's local, she still knows her right, like she still carries herself, okay? So she agreed, they talked about it, and they striked a deal and agreed a stipulated amount to pay her for the job well done. So she used to act like the girlfriend, fiancée, and they had to visit the dad on the day they were meant to come. So everything was moving on well, and Sly complained that she was stinking in the car. That pissed her off, like that pissed her real off. On getting to Sly's father's house, she kept admiring the house and everything was cool, not knowing that Sly's father, Chief Ben, has been a friend to her mom back then at Okigwe, Imo State. Immediately the man came, and the man was like, wow, Obianuju, you are now a big girl, that he still remembers the way the mom cooks for him. Like probably the mom has one of the, all these local joint food bar or that in the village, that he still misses their food. And before he could say Jack Robinson, UJ went to the kitchen and started making as a scrumptious meal for them. So, of course, she bought the man's heart with the meal, with the food. On the other hand, Sly was finding it so difficult to adapt, because according to him, she stinks. Not just that she stinks, she portrays all this off attitude that pisses him off as a classy man that he is. But then Sly kept wondering, how will he go about this? This one, the father is already madly in love with this girl, and could not wait for them to tie the knot properly. So the dad kept cheering him up. The dad told him that he made the right choice, that with this he's going to give him even more than he expected. The dad was genuinely happy for him, but Sly kept hurting, because true, he loves Jane. That's the former girlfriend, and according to him, they've been dating for 3 to 4 years right now. So how long will this continue? That was the day, like their last days in their father's house, and he on trying to take Ujunwa back, Sly could not contain with the smell and the attitude, so he pushed her out halfway to the journey. This broke Uju. Even when he got home and told his friend what happened, the friend was like, why will you do this? Like, you shouldn't do this to a girl that's played her role very well and covered up for you, so that you don't miss your inheritance. And Jane could not wait to fall back on Sly's hand. They talked, and they made out. Everything was cool, and he apologized. But one thing he failed to do was, he didn't tell Jane his mission. He just told Jane that he went to visit his dad, and told Jane everything, like that. The dad, of course, Jane knows what's up, that the dad doesn't want her. Dad wants a local girl, okay? But then he didn't tell Jane that he went there with a girl. The dad called on the other day and told him that he'll be coming to Lagos to spend 1 week, because he has a business trip to catch up. Remember, He didn't treat Uju well the last visit. He pushed Uju out of the car, which the friend condemned the attitude. That's Ken condemned that attitude. Ken was like, you can't treat a girl like that. So they had to go back to beg Uju to come back again to the house to act like the fiancé for 1 more week. And Uju did shakara and told them, for me to follow you, you must serve in my restaurant. He gave them apron, and both Ken and Sly were her workers for that day. Okay, so after the whole thing, they went back again to Ken's house, and at this point we don't know how this thing is going to turn out to be, because it's more like chemistry has beginning to grow small, even though we are not still very obvious. You know, Sly had a sprain and she helped him to massage with Udake. This movie is very hilarious. So this day the daddy came and everything was well. See, something terrible happened. Before you could say Jack Robinson, Jane called in. Jane kept calling them and they weren't speaking. So Jane was like, let me quickly come and see my boyfriend. Boom. Jane met Obianuju, Sly, and Chief Ben eating on the dining table. You guys, how do you think this will end? I'm going to be ending this episode here to be able to make another one for you guys. But let me be honest with you. It's about to get hot. Don't miss out and do subscribe for more. I will see you guys shortly.